Boris Johnson stands up to the European Union as he ignores the Northern Ireland Protocol, and Hungary and Poland take the European Union to court. Hello everyone and welcome to today's program. We've heard of the last couple of weeks this massive row when it comes to the United Kingdom and the integrity of the United Kingdom when it comes to the relationship between Northern Ireland and the rest of the Union. The Irish government that were used as a political tool by the European Union during the Brexit negotiations managed to get their way by implementing the Northern Ireland Protocol, or the Backstop 2.0. Now the UK government and Boris Johnson, in order to protect the UK, have completely decided to ignore the bad aspects of this arrangement. The European Union are going to take us to court over that, but the UK are not actually giving up on this agenda. What we have now is that Brandon Lewis, the government minister, and Boris Johnson have decided to protect the trade that we have between Northern Ireland and Great Britain. As you know, a while ago, quite recently, the EU decided to ban British soil in Northern Ireland. Now, Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but they've decided to, when it comes to certain things like British soil, they banned it from entering Northern Ireland from the rest of the United Kingdom. So basically, you have the European Union officials and authorities telling the UK what they can or can't do in certain parts of the country itself, even though we're not a member of the European Union anymore. This is why the Northern Ireland Secretary of State, Brandon Lewis, has now updated the country in terms of what the government is going to be doing in order to protect smooth trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. For those of you who don't know, in order to keep the border open between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland, they've decided to create this invisible border between Northern Ireland and Great Britain. And this has caused a lot of issues, and we knew this. During the negotiations, I warned everybody about how the European Union can't be trusted with this arrangement. They are going to interfere in our affairs, and this is exactly what's happening. Now, the European Union have said they're going to take legal actions, regardless of this, because over the last couple of weeks they've been saying we're going to do it over the fact that UK government, Boris Johnson, decided to extend the grace period. This grace period happened after the Brexit transition in order to have some sort of smooth period of flawless trade between the country and, firstly between the Republic and Northern Ireland. That's going to, because of the Brexit deal, and also between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And there's nothing wrong with it, because that actually keeping trade smoothly. Despite the grace period, we've had issues in Northern Ireland. People are suffering when it comes to certain goods being delivered there from Great Britain. And this is the problem that we have when it comes to the Irish Sea border. And now this is exactly what's going to happen when it comes to the European Union, whether they're bluffing or not in terms of taking us to court. And the court is the European Court of Justice. Yeah, it's very impartial, very professional, and definitely not biased. But Boris Johnson was asked when he was in Northern Ireland this week that, why should anyone trust him when he misled the public about the Irish Sea border by denying there wouldn't be any kind of checks. He's actually said that we undertook to have some checks to prevent some goods from Northern Ireland going into Ireland. That's separate. But he didn't want loads of check from Great Britain to Northern Ireland. Now, this is a problem. The agreement was being negotiated. Boris Johnson, as Prime Minister and the leader of the Conservative Party, went on TV a number of times and he promised that there would not be checks when it comes to goods between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Now, there are checks, a lot of checks, and there are not just checks, there are bans on certain issues. But he's now saying that it's not my fault, they misled me. Now, who do we believe? Maybe neither. No, I mean, neither side are actually being quite transparent on this issue anyway. The European Union can't be trusted, we know that. And Boris Johnson has just said something politically at the time, and that hasn't really gone down well right now with people in Northern Ireland. Now, this issue with extending the grace period is also slightly controversial for the European Union, even though it benefits everybody. What is wrong with free trade? Firstly, free trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which is the same country, and also when it comes to the overall Brexit deal, free trade between the Republic of Ireland and the rest and the United Kingdom. I don't understand why the Irish ministers are completely kicking off over the fact that why should trade continued to be smoothly happening between our countries, but also inside the United Kingdom. I have no idea why. You have the Irish government, and Simon Coveney, who's the foreign minister, has come out to say that it's this government, Boris Johnson's government, are undermining the trust and the Brexit deal by extending this post-Brexit grace period. So extending the grace period undermines the deal. But extending the Brexit transition, when they wanted to do it for 2-3 years, they kept wanting to extend it, and they did extend it a couple of times. That was fine. That didn't undermine Brexit as a cause. That didn't undermine the vote that we had in 2016. So that's fine. But when it comes to actually extending this grace period, which is good for both sides, for all sides actually, this actually apparently is undermining everything. The whole integrity of the Brexit deal, according to the Irish government. It's absolutely nonsensical. The European Union don't even know how to run their own affairs. And then now they're kicking off when it comes to us. This situation with trade between the UK and the EU is also a big issue. The biggest news right now in the mainstream media is the fact that UK has seen a record fall in trade with the European Union after Brexit has actually been implemented. And you have all sorts of biased mainstream outlets who are blaming Brexit, blaming Boris Johnson's government, blaming ordinary British people. There are a lot of issues behind this. There's a reason that in February and in March we had some issues when it comes to the trade and the amount of trade that we have with the European Union. Luckily, Lord Frost, who's now in charge of this now, and he was also the chief negotiator, has come out to explain why this has happened. And it's actually true. He tweeted saying that I've been looking at today's trade numbers. This month's unique combination of factors made it inevitable that we would see some unusual figures this January. As ONS has pointed out, caution should be applied when interpreting these statistics. Now, this actually does matter because the transition period was ending. Certain things were going to change. He says, as well as changes to our trading relationship with the EU, we also saw evidence of stockpiling late last year. This means less need to move goods in January. And also, lockdown, of course, reduced the demand for trade overall. Every country, not just Britain. So we said this before on this channel that stockpiling, in November, in December, of course, that meant that fewer goods needed to actually be transferred in January or even in February. So don't lie to people that it's just because of the checks that we have and bureaucracy, which was also imposed by the EU. David Frost also says that these effects are starting to unwind. The latest information indicates that overall freight volumes between the UK and the EU have been back to their normal levels for over a month now. So at the beginning of February, the whole thing has completely changed. But the mainstream media are focusing on what happened 2 months ago, and we know the reasons behind it, but they're lying to everybody, saying that it's just because of people going to vote for Brexit back in 2016. David Frost also says that we're supporting firms through this period. Many businesses have made changes needed to trade effectively with the EU, and we're focused to make it better and better. The European Union don't have the right to actually dictate on this issue. They can't even keep their own union united. When we have Poland and Hungary, who've been challenging with the EU for a long time now, whether it was over the budget or over the rule of law issue, now they're taking the EU to the EU court. I'm not really. I mean, they have no choice. They have to take it to the European Court of Justice. But it's not going to get anywhere at this point. But it is important for EU member states who have been damaged by Brussels to stand up to these bureaucrats. Now, on Thursday, a couple of days ago, Poland and Hungary launched their legal action against this new rule that's linking EU funds to the respect of the rule of law at the EU's top court. Because the bureaucrats in Brussels have been saying that certain countries, especially in the Eastern blocs and certain countries in the middle of Europe also are not respecting the rule of law, and they have different values. But you invited them to join the European Union, and now you're saying that, well, these people are so different culturally, politically. Some of them are more authoritarian than us. They're not liberal, and we have a problem with this. So we're going to tell these countries how to run their governments, even though they've already been elected by their people. So this is the biggest problem that we have. It's not just Poland and Hungary kicking off. The whole continent decided to just forget about unity and this family of European Union, because Spain and Kosovo have been having this row over of football, over national anthems. The World Cup qualifiers are happening again, and Spain and Kosovo have had issues historically. And the Spanish government said that if players from Kosovo come to play, we're not going to sing or respect their national anthem or their flag. So they almost actually cancelled the game. But now they've decided to finally go ahead with it, because it's actually going to happen in March, this game between Spain and Kosovo. And they said they will be playing this in accordance with FIFA and UEFA rules. The issue is that Spain doesn't recognize Kosovo's declaration of independence from Serbia in 2008. At least Spain and the Spanish government are consistent when it comes to parts of countries becoming independent. They have their issues with Catalans and Catalonia, so they know that if they want to encourage this, the same with Scotland. They haven't been trying to encourage the Scottish independence because they know that Catalonia will rise up again. But it's astonishing how the Spanish government could do this. Whether it's right or wrong, regardless of that, the European Union had decided to be the referee in Europe, to keep everyone happy, the fatherhead, and that's kind of, you have the father figure to be in charge of this family. They're failing to keep their own continent united, and they're telling us how we can trade in our own country. Absolutely astonishing. Now, this is the latest we have for you guys. This court case with the European Union and the UK probably will go ahead at this point, considering Brandon Lewis and Boris Johnson have decided to make this move against the Northern Ireland Protocol. So we'll keep you guys posted. Tonight, we're going to have a live stream at 8:30 p.m. I think I might do a second video at 8. If there's no second video, we'll just do a live stream at 8. But if there's a second video, then live stream will be at 8:30. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.